And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Chair League Season 2, Week 8 of the best heroes, best amateur hero league ever. And with me, as always, is New Type, my co-caster. How you doing there, New Type?
Oh, I'm doing good, buddy. Tonight, I know we hype every match that we get, and we talk, because every team deserves having that support. But I cannot overstate this enough. We have two exceptionally good teams here tonight. We have the cream.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's gonna be a very fun match. We have Snipe Squad here, winner of Season 1 of Chair League, versus Brawls Deep, undefeated.
Yeah, two teams. One of them with a very long history. I think both of them have been around for a while. But you can't deny Snipe Squad winning the initial Season 1 tournament. They beat Shadow Brotherhood during that tournament to take home the gold. They got some sick shirts, if I'm not mistaken, as a result of that.
Some very limited edition,
Awesome.
not to be enjoyed by anyone other than them, shirts. So
and their opponents tonight, as you mentioned, Brawls Deep, they have not given up a match. They have not given up a set so far this season. They are a staggering 7-0. They have played every single week, and they have won every single week.
Yeah, this is going to be a match. Let's put it that way. It's going to be quite a match. Best of the best here in Chair League here, and we are honored, honestly, to have the opportunity to cast this. So
yeah, we were just a couple of schlubs a couple months ago, so this is fun. Yeah, I mean, what do we want to talk about here, buddy? Let's talk about these two teams. So Snipe Squad, as we said, 5-2. Last week they beat Booty Bay Strip Club, which is a team we've run into in the past. They've typically pulled out some pretty interesting techniques, some very interesting tactics to win their games. So interesting to see them get upended by Snipe Squad here. Looks like Snipe Squad during those matches ran with some interesting plays of their own. They ran a Lunara on Infernal Shrines, and they ran a Kerrigan on Tomb of the Spider Queen. And we saw double supports from both of them on both maps. So they went with some interesting picks. Some interesting picks supplementing what's sort of the gold standard nowadays for teams. We're seeing double support really take a front seat in the meta here.
Yep. So I did get in touch with both teams, so we might actually be able to start on time. No superstition here, but fingers crossed.
Oh my God! Be still, my beating heart. I can't believe it. Brawls Deep, as we said, they, you can't deny a 7-0. This is a 7-0 at the highest level of play in Chair League, which is basically nigh impossible to maintain. I'm so impressed with what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
Last week they beat Miasma Esports, and they historically have favored, just in the last couple of sets that they've run, have favored a Muradin and a Li Ming. So we'll have to see if Snipe Squad has prepared for that. If they're looking to ban that, keep an eye out for early bans or early picks on those characters to sort of disrupt Brawls Deep's strategy. But there's something something to be said right now, at least, about the recent Pro Division games. Of the last 5 broadcasted Pro Division games, the home team, the blue team, has won all 5 of them. So we'll see if that pattern is maintained tonight, or if we break the streak. Tonight's home team is Snipe Squad. So if the pattern holds true, Brawls Deep would be served their first loss of the season.
Yep. I asked Brawls Deep what what map they wanted. They wanted Hollywood.
Oh yes. Oh. Prepare to attack.
So obviously 5 tracers.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
Let's not kid anybody here. Let's not kid anybody here.
So yeah, all of us are a little bit rusty, due to
I don't know about you. I've been winning all my Hero League matches lately because I think all the good people have gone to Overwatch.
There's always got to be some of us holding up the fort here.
Oh my God, you're the salt of the earth, Synth. I don't know what we'd do without you.
All right, let's see here.
So I think right now we're gathering up the teams, and I think right now we're still waiting on the map choice. Once we get both of those squared away, we'll proceed to the drafting menu. So let's talk real quick here. So there's been a lot going on in the community lately. We've seen some grumblings about the state of supports. We've seen some grumblings from the professional scene in general. But let's try and stay positive. Let's talk about the good changes on the horizon. We're seeing buffs to Chromie. I honestly think this character needed it. This character was sort of what Li Ming was marketed as, and she's just too easy to counter. She's some weird love child of like Li Ming, and like how hard counterable Cho'Gall is.
Yep. All right. So, sorry to interrupt, but we do have the choice of the first map. It is going to be Sky Temple.
Very nice. A classic map.
Yep. So, I'm going to be setting up the lobby here shortly.
And I'm going to keep drinking and talking. So tonight, for those of you who have joined us, this will be a familiar sight. Tonight, we busted out the Macallan 12-year. Probably the best scotch I got right now. I mean, it's the best teams we got right now, so we can't be chintzy here tonight with the liquor. But yeah, Chromie. She's going to be getting some buffs. What I feel is a much needed buff to HP and HP regeneration, and we're seeing an overall increase in her damage, either through raw base damage or through talent choices. Some of the more commonly picked talent picks are getting adjusted to hopefully benefit Chromie in the long run here. I don't know if she's going to start seeing more use, if she's going to become more of a contender in the mage meta. I still think she's going to be kind of niche, and she plays a lot like I don't know. I haven't played enough with Chromie lately to get a solid feel for her play style. She feels like I said, she feels like an odd love child between Li Ming and Asmodan, but
she's hard to play, definitely, and
she's hard to play. Like as I mentioned earlier, she's what Li Ming was sort of marketed as, was billed as this very high skill cap hero. And I think you got to earn it if you're playing Chromie. I think you have to earn your keep with that character.
Absolutely. All right, let's see here. So we're just getting our lobby set up here. So one of the things that people have said in the past about Chromie, the reason why she's not getting as much play is the name of the game right now is being able to keep up in XP. If you're constantly, like, her abilities are especially good at killing heroes, and that's just it's good if your entire team is roaming like that, but you still need to lane, and the laning phase is extremely important, and that's really what the problem is.
Yeah. No, her cooldown on her W is essentially her only laning tool, and the cooldown on it is really, really big. I mean, I believe it's 15 seconds, which is just huge for a laning tool. And at early levels, it doesn't even clear the wave. So, yeah, she's in a tough spot with laning, And I don't know if the buffs are designed to. I haven't really looked at them in depth yet. I don't know if the buffs are designed to assist her there, but we'll have to see what the we'll have to see what the eggheads at Blizzard think up for this one.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I've a pretty solid I'm pretty solid on them balancing it because they said that Li Ming couldn't be balanced. I feel like Li Ming's was pretty balanced before we messed it all up again.
Yeah, I would say so too. I'd say Li Ming's in a manageable state.
Like actually, at that point, right after they finished balancing everyone, when Rhaegar got his last round of nerfs, I think everyone was really balanced. I mean, maybe Rexar was a little down.
I'm trying to remember what state Kael'thas was in at that point during that particular patch.
You might have been just nerfed.
It's feast or famine with Kael'thas. He's either like Apex Predator or he's like the mouse. You just pounce on him and you crush him. Like he's been first ban material for almost every game we've played. We've seen him not get banned by a couple of the higher end teams that can probably a little more effectively work around him. But most of the like Div 2, Div 3 games that we've seen, boom, instant Kael'thas. Like instant ban.
Yeah, it's he's hard to deal with. And you know what? Tracer keeps getting banned. Especially in the Hero League games. I don't know. I mean, is she really that annoying to play against?
I think a lot of right now, I think it has to do with coordination. I think in Hero League she's got a slight edge because of just how uncoordinated the teams can be. I think if you put Tracer up against a more coordinated team that has a better understanding of where she's moving, where she's going, I think her efficiency drops a little bit. I'm not saying substantially, but I think it does drop. But I'm not sure. I would say that Tracer's manageable. When I was never playing with her at a level either on my team or against my team where she was completely running away with games. But that's just because of the level that I play at, which we won't go into further. We have no illusions here in Chair League. We have no illusions here on Synth Paradox's channel. We know where we go. We know where we are, and we know what our skill range is.
All right. Well, the lobby is filled. I'm going to switch us over to the drafting link here, or the drafting screen, and ready to get our party started here.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, might actually be somewhat on time.
Yeah, no, we're 8 minutes past the hour, which is perfectly good time for starting the matchup. Yeah, looks like Captain's links I think have gone out and going out. There we go. We talk about not having any illusions here. I have no illusion to what's going on behind the curtain. Synth just buys me alcohol and I just sit here and drink.
Wait, I buy you alcohol?
No, he doesn't even buy me alcohol. What a cheapskate. So let's see how things go here. We're waiting for both teams currently. So they picked Sky Temple, and it was Brawls Deep that gets the map pick. Brawls Deep picked Sky Temple. So what are your initial thoughts on Sky Temple? Who do you like on this map? Who do you hate on this map? And why is it Falstad?
Well, excellent questions. It's because Falstad is the best, period. No. So Sky Temple is great because it forces a lot of splits. Any map that really has multiple objectives, it's excellent at proving how well, or not proving, testing how well people rotate, testing how well people handle limited amounts of information, especially going into those engagements. And this one, especially because of the way how random it might be, it can be. It really can test, the abilities of each of the characters individually rather than their team fighting abilities. Later on, of course, everyone groups up, but this one's one of my favorites because you can play it as a PvE only map, or you can play it, with more of a sniping methodology, just because there is a big chance that sometimes they'll have 1 or 2 people on certain objective points. So I mean, it's hard to say. You'll have to play around your opponent's strategies and try to read what they're trying to do. And the global presence on this map is also extremely valuable, just because the objectives can spawn on the other side of the map. If you're in top lane and they spawn at the bottom, you're gonna have to get down there. And Falstad has the ability to lane for as long as possible, try to get that a little extra XP and really make it count.
Yeah, like cognizant points, like absolutely valid points on all fronts there. I think this is a shot callers map. Deciding how you want to split your team, when you want to call a fight lost, I think is very important. It's a big trap to sort of continue ramming into a lost temple. So if you've lost a temple and they're getting the shots, it might be more worthwhile to just let them have it, let them have the shots, and push elsewhere. And having the discipline to tell your team, okay, everybody stop. We're not pushing in. We're not attacking. We're going to go to top lane. We're going to grab a fort. Having the ability to do that, to have your team coordinate around that, and realize when they need to, consider a fight won, consider a fight lost, and making the most of those situations is key on this map. And deciding how to split when you have those two. Those 2 temples spawn. Do you split the team? Do you trade with 5 in one temple and the opposing team having 5 in the other? How do you carve up the team and manage the real estate that's being opened up by these 2 temples spawning? I think that's going to test the decision making of both of these teams. Snipe Squad has indicated they're ready. We're still waiting on Brawls Deep here. And once they're set, we'll get this show on the road. Once again, welcome to all of our viewers here. We love having you. Cheers. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the excuse me.
Yeah, what the strategy
ends up being there.
All right, so it looks like both teams are starting. One of the members of Brawls Deep is AFK, but whatever. You can draft. Assign him the Murky.
So yeah, we should start instituting that. If your team's late, instead of the 10-minute ban, we go with the randomized character picks. So okay, first pick is going to Snipe Squad. They're running down their initial clock here. What are you thinking on the ban? Are we going to see the traditional bans, or are we going to see something targeted?
Well, probably the traditional. I mean, maybe Falstad might be addressed here. Maybe not. Depends on whether or not they want to take it. They're running into their time a little bit here. Hope everyone's around.
Yeah, no, Snipe Squad's really grinding this one out. Well, the captains indicated they were ready, so they should be... good to go. And there it is. Synth with the Star Sense calling out the Falstad. Falstad is banned. We talked about him. We hyped him up. Brawls Deep.
Understanding the value of Snipe Squad here, or of Falstad here.
This is an interesting one here, because they can completely forego the sort of typical Kael'thas ban if they want. And that leaves Snipe Squad with Kael'thas or Li Ming. And Brawls Deep is able to pick up the other sort of contestable mage here. I would like to see. Okay, they go with the Kael'thas ban anyways.
So Snipe Squad should be picking up Li Ming here. That would be.
I agree completely. I'd like to see them deprive Brawls Deep of the Li Ming. We've seen Brawls Deep favor Li Ming over the last couple of fights, and there it is. So
Star Sense is going nuts here.
Oh well, this is what happens when I actually look at the teams sometime more than 5 minutes before the game. But no, they know what they need to look for. Li Ming's picked up immediately. Brawls Deep is going to have to deviate from what they've done previously. And, we'll see what they pick. Are they going to covet that Muradin pick? Are they going to grab Muradin early here? I don't know. I feel like
it'd be too early to grab a tank here. I think. I think you want to definitely pick up your assassins. Although Lunar is really good on this particular map. She's able to put down some permanent damage to the structures to help make your PvE game just that little bit better. So they're going to
see an instant. Oh my gosh, Illidan is picked up first pick.
Wow,
that seems aggressively early. And Rhaegar picked up as well. So,
well, we've seen some very impressive play from the pros in terms of Illidan. If you have a team that can support him, which Rhaegar is definitely on that team. Illidan can be nasty. So
I'm amazed that we're seeing a first pick Illidan. That's such a character with so many viable counters. But we'll see how Snipe Squad responds here. We see them pick up a Sonya. I like that. She's just a solid overall pick. When you aren't 100% on what your team composition is going to be, Sonya can fill just about any role, similar to how Thrall and Zagara can fit into almost any team. And we see Snipe Squad snipe the Muradin. So Brawls Deep without either of their recent, consistent picks. And we're entering the second ban phase. I really like seeing this. I want to see how they adapt.
So I'm expecting, a healer ban here.
I'd like to see Brightwing kicked out.
Yeah, they have their Rhaegar. Brightwing's very valuable on this map due to the visibility from Peekaboo and the global presence. And honestly, against, well,
I would like to see Brightwing.
Yeah, Brightwing. Oh, Tyrande. Okay,
Tyrande's banned. That, you know what? I think there's enough damage in Snipe Squad already to potentially go for a double support.
Okay.
I can see that. And we see Tassadar banned out as well. So that makes a bit of sense to me. You can ban Tyrande so that when Snipe Squad comes back into rotation, you deny them the prime double support composition.
I'm a little bit surprised.
Ditto for Snipe Squad. They ban out Tassadar because Tassadar pairs so well with Illidan.
Yeah, that's very true. I am a little bit surprised about the lack of a Brightwing ban, only because the global presence and the polymorph, one of the best CCs in the game, on Illidan, would be just taking away so much of his damage, making him so susceptible. He one of his abilities, his E, is actually negated with that. So if you can land that polymorph after he E's, which is
it's the evasion.
Evasion, yeah, thank you. I mean, it can make him feel like paper.
Yeah. So. And we see Tychus picked up by Brawls Deep. They're going to add a sort of mid-range damage support. That Tychus is going to pay dividends against Muradin and Sonya on the front line. It's a good anti-warrior pick, and also has a good bit of laning potential to help with clearing out lanes. I like Tychus here. And I would expect them to grab a tank here. I feel like you have to save that last DPS slot for a counter pick situation.
So what do you think, Joe or Joe?
Zul.
Zul's not a tank. They might be going with the tankless build. The infamous C9 tankless build. That's feeling pretty close to it right now.
Let me look back here. I feel like I've seen Brawls Deep play Zul previously. Let me take a quick peek here. So they did play Zul last week against Miasma Esports. They also played Illidan last week against Miasma. So they played Illidan with an Abathur.
Okay.
So that's on the table. But that would be kind of that'd be kind of shocking. They had Muradin for that one.
Okay.
I feel like we have to see a last tank for Brawls Deep here.
All right. I mean, yeah, that's rough.
We have to. If they go with Illidan tank, that would be the most insane thing ever. I would be stunned to not see. I would really like to see Snipe Squad pick up Brightwing here.
Okay, and a Sylvanas pickup. That's interesting. I mean, Sylvanas has a lot of power on pushing maps. This is not really a pushing map.
It isn't, but they might be anticipating a situation where Brawls Deep can get an XP lead or can get, kind of dug in at a temple, And if that happens, you don't want to be going into an entrenched team at a temple. If you have an XP disadvantage or something like that, that allows Sylvanas and your team to go push another lane and sort of stay in the race. I think Sylvanas is there as a sort of a safety cushion if Brawls Deep starts pulling ahead.
Fair enough. So Uther picked up as the support for Snipe Squad there. Not really a surprising pick.
I like Uther. Uther is an instant, easy stun on the Illidan. Muradin's Stormbolt is harder to follow up on, with him jumping around. So I like it. And I heard that inhale. I'll let you take this away.
Oh, Tyrael. I have not seen a Tyrael in a while. Tyrael is great. It looks like they're going for a steep dive comp here. This is Illidan and Tyrael on the dive with Zul and Tychus following up, and Rhaegar also diving in.
Rhaegar as well.
Yeah, this is a dive comp here. Wow. And Tyrael can definitely back people up with the shields and the. This is amazing. I'm scared.
This. I mean, yeah. No, they've got a very, very polished, like, strategic team. Brawls Deep does. Expect Li Ming or Sylvanas to be the primary targets for Illidan, Tyrael, and basically everybody. They're going to be running around with targets on the back of their on their backsides the whole game.
Do you think we'll see? Well, I guess we'll have to see a sanctification, right? I mean, I really don't think.
I don't know. Sanctification could work, but a straight like dive, like Judgment could work as well. Judgment latching onto Li Ming. Li Ming blinks away. Illidan hunts onto Li Ming. Li Ming no longer has any escapes, or has minimal escapes depending on what build she takes. And I would be surprised if we don't see a shield build. I would probably see shield talents at 13 and 16 from Li Ming here.
Wow, that's exciting. I don't know what to say about the potential there. Tyrael as a main tank, though, I mean that's rough. I guess Illidan is taking off a lot of the pressure there.
He's going to take a lot of the heat, most definitely. But I mean, as we've seen in numerous venues, a Tyrael played effectively can absolutely solo tank. But it all comes down to the skill level of the players, and if there's any place where we're going to see that level of skill, it's going to be at this level of Chair League.
Absolutely. This should be extremely exciting here.
Alrighty. So as everybody's zoning in here, we'll talk about what the rosters are. On the left-hand side here, in the blue trunks, playing for Snipe Squad, we've got Penith on Uther, Enjoy on Li Ming, Castle Bravo on the Sonya, E Toby on Muradin, and E Kevin on Sylvanas. On the right-hand side, repping the red trunks, we've got Brawls Deep. We've got FZ Ignition on the Zul, Special T on Tychus, Nailter on Rhaegar, Crunk Juice on the Tyrael, and the Next Slash on the Illidan.
All right, and the dance of the endless
I love this. I love this. They have the Sylvanas. They can be effective here. They go right for a tower, and they are going to grab a free tower here. Snipe Squad. They have got to get out though because the fast rotation from Brawls Deep is coming, and they want blood.
Yeah. Wow. What a great strategy there. Just put on some really heavy initial damage there. Wow.
And you want to talk about, lost XP. Both sides are losing XP right now, but Snipe Squad with that first tower that is so big. That is, that's ammunition that's gone forever. That's shots that are gone forever. In the early game here, that's massive.
Yeah, that's a great strategy going into the first. And then they've immediately split into their 3 lanes, with their 5 people. With Sylvanas soloing at top against Rhaegar, and Illidan and Sonya at bottom, with Tyrael supporting. So, great strategy here. Sylvanas is getting a little bit of pressure at top with 2v1 there, but they have nobody in mid to soak. In the meantime here.
Yeah, they're going to be rotating around. Brawls Deep is. They're going to be going from bottom to mid to, with each minion wave. And our first temples, mid and top, are going to be activating shortly here. And right now, I really got to give an edge to Snipe Squad. That first tower coming down is actually going to pay dividends in the long run here.
Absolutely. So looks like shots actually go entirely to Brawls Deep so far. They're taking advantage of Sonya soloing bot here to try to force a few extra shots here out of mid.
The fourth man comes in from the top. Kevin barely gets out in time. Takes a lot of heat from Specialty in the next slash. And our first blood is drawn. Zul is brought down at bottom. Sonya does not escape, though, is brought down by the tower fire. And both teams at equilibrium on the XP scale.
Yep. So looks like they got they're still fighting over mid here. That's a really interesting decision to.
There's a lot of shots too.
Yeah.
It's only half depleted. We're only getting to the bottom quarter of the shots in tower and center. And I'd say the majority of the shots have gone to Brawls Deep so far.
Absolutely. I was going to say that's an interesting decision not to focus more on mid here to try to eke out a little more lane XP. But everyone's at around half health, or not everyone. There's 5 or 6 people at half health here, and it looks like Brawls Deep is going to give up the rest of the mid temple here to Snipe Squad.
And they do lose their mid fountain. That's worth noting. That's going to be something that they're going to be missing in the later game here. Snipe Squad losing their top fountain. That's going to be a big deal later on. So right now, both teams still maintaining a relatively close XP race. We're seeing Brawls Deep grab their bottom siege camp and begin a very hefty push through bottom here.
But it is a 4-on-3.
Yeah,
so.
They're wounded, but yeah, they do have the numbers advantage, so I don't expect this this push to be particularly long-lived. It's going to go down shortly here.
And Specialty just cleaning up the...
But lots of XP lost at top. Kevin having to back and is really missing out right now. Level 7 claimed by Brawls Deep. Take a quick peek at the talents here. Right now we're seeing Backlash. We're seeing full-blown skeleton build from the Zul. We're seeing Cleanse picked up by the Rhaegar at level 7. I like that. There's a lot of stuns on hand from Snipe Squad. And we're seeing Tyrael's Angelic Momentum at 7 from the Tyrael.
And the Sonya pick really showing its value right now, as she having soloed the Siege Giants, now going up to solo the Merc camp by herself.
And this is great timing. This is fantastic timing. They're going to want to delay this a little bit to see how... Because that middle temple was contested for so long, the next temple phase is going to be delayed further. The timer for the temple phases begins when the last shots are fired. So we're still going to see probably another 20 seconds potentially between now and the next temple phase.
So
yeah, there it is.
There it is. So it looks like Itobi's at bottom here trying to hold his own in the lane, and they are actually setting up perhaps for a gank here in mid, or at near bottom, near the rotation point. Looks like not, though. So Illidan's going to go in to try to sneak some shots off, but he's going to have to back out shortly.
He's forced out by Castle Bravo. Bravo missing the spear, though, kind of without Fury. Takes a lot of damage. 50% hit points. Is rooted by the Zul. This is bad news bears for Sonya, and she goes down. That's a bad loss early here for Snipe Squad.
But landing a lot of her shots right now, and actually doing a fair number on the team, taking them down to half health.
Also brought down, though, so we're going to see probably Snipe Squad's going to have to give this one up. Brawls Deep is dangerously close to level 10, and that bottom temple is really not within their means to contest it.
Yeah, absolutely not. Not with this fight in mid going on here. They really want to defend against the push from Tychus and Tyrael here.
And there's level 10. We're seeing Poison Nova, Draken Laser Drill, Ancestral Healing, Sanctification was picked up, and Metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis. Okay, I would have expected Hunt on this one, to be completely honest with you. But Metamorphosis definitely can be dangerous with the two melee up front.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot that you're getting out of that that initial area damage and that initial health gain. If you can grab a lot of people in that meta range, you really become an unstoppable beast there.
Yep. So
level 10. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it looks like they're starting to be a little bit, or Tyrael had to be to try to regain some of his mana. He is a very mana-intensive hero.
Oh my goodness, look at this. So we're seeing Disintegrate from Li Ming, Wrath of the Berserker, Avatar, Wailing Arrow, and Divine Storm.
Oh, no Divine Shield. Wow. That's exciting.
They really want a piece of this Illidan when he goes in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is definitely a targeted ability or targeted talent pick there. You know, really focusing. Now they do have a lot of stuns. I mean,
they got a lot. Yeah,
they got a lot of stuns. So they might be trying to stack stuns at this point. You know, trying to isolate whoever is unfortunate enough to be called by the shot callers.
Well, Castle Bravo taking a lot of damage, but the stuns come out. The Sanctification saves the day, though. Nailder gets out in time, as does Next Slash, and it is instead the Sonya, Castle Bravo, who is brought down. And that is a fort going to Brawls Deep.
Yeah, do you think...
They're taking an edge right now.
Oh, absolutely. Do you think the Tyrael was actually targeted towards all the stuns? I didn't think about it, but...
It's definitely there. It's definitely a possibility. Mm-hmm. You know... yeah, no, I think it definitely might be the case.
Yeah, I mean, seeing that matchup right there. However, he is an extremely mana-intensive hero, so he had to back out again. Just looking at that right there, I mean, it was a lot of... he was really out of mana at that point.
Brawls Deep is out the majority of their ultimate abilities. Snipe Squad is a talent tier behind though. Level 13 has been picked up. We're seeing Giant's Curse picked up by the Zul. He's going for the Giant Killer variant. And we're seeing, let's see here, what else we got? We're seeing Earth Shield, Imposing Will from the Tyrael. So, you know, helping to mitigate some of that Sonya damage. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, no, right now, clear advantage to Brawls Deep.
Mm-hmm. So, mid goes to Brawls Deep as you probably could have guessed, but bottom actually...
Bottom and dangerous. Castle Bravo kind of caught out there, walks right through half of Brawls Deep, but that cleanse saving the day big time. Huge play from Penis, keeping Castle Bravo alive.
Yeah, Wailing Arrow goes out and silences the front line there, but this...
Big stun! The Divine Storm paying dividends against the Illidan, cracking him down and giving Snipe Squad the advantage here.
Yep, now they can turn around here and start pushing forward. And Murden, you know, being able to regen all of his health so quickly, really showing his value at this point on the turnarounds here. Those two frontliners are just so hard to take down with Uther supporting them.
That was some top-notch play from Penis there. Mm-hmm. Gets the cleanse on Castle Bravo, saving him from the Zul route, and then subsequently gets the stun on Illidan, freeing up Li Ming to get the damage in that she needed. Absolutely stellar play.
Absolutely. So they actually take a fort in response to that advantage there, and they're actually going to invade on the offensive siege camp here. Wow. And they're
going to get it. Wow, the advantage that had formerly been in Brawls Deep favor is sort of evaporating. They still have a very imposing XP lead, but the last two team fights have gone completely in the favor of Snipe Squad.
Yeah, absolutely. That was quite impressive. I think it might have been... so the ults are all back up for Brawls Deep. Do you think I wasn't really paying attention to the ults. Were they down for Brawls Deep? Do you think that was
I think they were up, or at least the majority of them were up. I think the one issue was that Illidan was kind of isolated from the team, and it wasn't the full complement of Brawls Deep's players. They weren't all there. So the majority of Snipe Squad was in position to capitalize on sort of the isolated Illidan. And once the Illidan was brought down, it was sort of easy to pick up on the rest of the players. And I believe Tychus was brought down shortly after.
Yep. So Tychus being a little bit of a ward here, trying to check out to see if
the rotation... but Kevin is caught way out and is going to have to bail. Might get brought down though, and we're going to see the Wailing Arrow goes out in desperation, and now it is Brawls Deep who are a little bit forward. They're going to excuse me here. The Holy Ground goes down from Tyrael, though, helping to secure their escape.
Yeah, that was a great return there. No deaths from either side, but a serious, pushback for.
It baited at the Wailing Arrow. The Wailing Arrow is down. It's going to be down for another 65 seconds, and we're going into a temple phase here.
Oh.
Big damage going out. Divine Storm is played. Sanctification saving the day, though. The next slash is free to have a party going to town on Castle Bravo, and that is it. Castle Bravo is down. Big damage from Li Ming, however, possibly swinging this back around. But Ancestral Healing's keeping Brawls Deep in play, and it's a full retreat for Snipe Squad.
Yeah, and Murden is so, oh my gosh, 300 health left. 300 health. So close.
Wow, and Special T almost with the grenade there.
Yeah. That would have been quite a snipe there, but unfortunately they did not land it, which is okay. I mean, now they're going back to take the temples in response. However, they have to be careful because they are split up right now, with Tyrael going solo up to top. If it's a 50-50 shot at this point. They could go top or they could go bottom.
They have pretty decent vision at top. They've got the watchtower. They've got a wave pushing. So they know no one else is up here. They know the focus is going to be towards bottom. The next slash, hustling out. Nailder is going to be in deep trouble here, though. They're not long for this world. Good night, doggy. Rhaegar is down for the count. And the next slash, the stuns are heaped on, and Li Ming finishes the deal. Yeah, a little slow on the disengage from Brawls Deep, and now they're behind 2 men. And that's a big timer for them, and I like this decision here. They're going to grab the boss, and then they're going to grab the bottom temple as well.
Yeah, so Throw Pit is named aptly, but in this case, it was taken very, very professionally. I mean, that is the perfect timing for that. They knew that somebody was up in top. They knew, where Zul was because they can see him.
They know where Zul is, and Zul is doing work. He's got to get out now, though. They do recognize the threat of Zul. Top! His town portal is interrupted! Oh, no! He needs another scroll, or a mana potion, or a health potion, or something.
Nope,
he's not. He burns the Poison Nova, which I feel isn't really even worth his life at this point.
Yeah,
and that is it.
I think he was trying to take down that fort.
Keep is so close to being down. You're correct. You're correct. He wanted that keep.
Yeah. Because, I mean, he knew that the boss was coming in at bottom, but he knew he was going to die, so put in...
He created space. No, that is absolutely what the intention was there on that one. Only 700 hit points on the keep there. That thing is... You're going to sneeze on it, and it's going to go down.
How do I enable Caldor mode again?
I don't know. First thing you gotta do is go to the gym.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I clicked on the thing and the health bar came up, and I was like, wait, don't want it. All right. So anyway, they pick up the offensive Merc camp there, painting the map entirely blue. That is really, really impressive, taking a lot of map control.
They have Vision of Illidan at bottom. They know Hunt isn't on the table, so they're being really aggressive here at top. They don't have anything to worry about. Brawls Deep scrambling for level 20. They want that before they take a fight.
Yeah, Brawls Deep really going on the XP front, but not being able to capitalize on the team fights here, and that's actually a big concern. They might not be able to defend. So they do have to back out, though. Snipe Squad, rather, has to back out at this point.
They're going to retreat to the temple, and I think they're going to take a fight there. But level 20 is so close. They're going to have it with this minion wave. There
I think that's what they were afraid of. They want to be back behind their lines whenever 20 came.
They give this temple entirely. They're going to go for the Bruiser camp here. And we're seeing level 20. We're seeing Bone Spear come out from the Zul, Storm Shield, Harden Shield, Demonic Form, naturally from the Illidan. He's going to absolutely kick it into an entirely different gear right now. And we're seeing Bob and Weave from the Tychus.
Yeah. So the level 20 from Illidan is really the dangerous animal there.
He's an entirely different character right now. Entirely different character right now.
So, he has as much health as a tank, or he can have as much health as a tank. and as much DPS as all Illidan's do, you know. Just
got the attack speed increase. He also gains Relentless by default. So all those stuns that Snipe Squad has been stacking up, everything they've been compiling to counter this Illidan, just became 50% less effective.
So this will be interesting to take a team fight on. The 20s are both there, so that means you know, any team fight now should be a 5-on-5. Otherwise, it's going to be a wipe for the team in the lower with the lower number.
Yeah, no, this is where it starts getting dangerous. This is where one slip can cost you the whole game. And we're seeing 2 keeps are down from first Snipe Squad, so they're gonna the onus is on them to begin the engagements. They're gonna be desperate. And there we go. We see some damage heaped out. Wailing Arrow is used, but is it enough? Penis kind of jumped on by the majority of Brawls Deep. He's got to get out. Toby jumping to avoid the root. Castle Bravo taking huge amounts of damage. Does manage to survive. For now, Penis is brought down. He has redemption, though. And it looks like it's going to be a win in favor of Brawls Deep. They win the team fight. Snipe Squad retreating. They're 2 heroes down, close to be potentially 3 heroes. And Joy is brought down. Penis is going to be brought down as well.
Yep, and that's gonna be the end of the game here.
Yeah, that is it. With a full just grinding win there with that last team fight. That level 20 Illidan coming into play. And it's Brawls Deep taking the first map in this round, in this 3-round set.
Red team is victorious.
Whew. Wow. That was quite the end to this game here.
Yeah, no, dynamic. Like I said, Snipe Squad, they were on it. The clock was ticking. They had to take a fight, and unfortunately, the Sanctification bailed them out. The Divine Uther nailed an absolutely excellent Divine Storm, catching 3 members of Brawls Deep, and Tyrael was in position to sank and did so, saving the team from a huge salvo from Li Ming.
Yeah, that was a great last engagement there. And really, you know, Illidan really showing his power there, being on the front lines and just nigh unkillable. I mean, you can see even in the stats, he didn't really contribute a lot of hero damage there, but the ones that he did, or the parts that he did, really counted.
And I mean, if you treat him as an off tank, he did his job correctly.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you treat him as an off tank, you know, he put out similar damage numbers to Tyrael. You know, he put similar damage numbers to Zul. You know, so I mean, he did exactly what he needed to do. And at the end game, at the late game, he did exactly what they needed him to do. So, you know, I liked the drafts for both teams. You know, I just feel like if you don't hit 20 first, if Illidan hits 20 before you are in deep trouble.
Yeah. Whew. So Zul doing a great job of being, you know, solo laning, really.
His laning was absolutely excellent. There were a couple situations where you know, that one situation where the keep was at, you know, just hanging on, barely hanging on. The damage that Zul was able to do and the space that he was able to create, that was a big play. It kind of went under the radar, but that was a big play. It gave his team time to deal with the boss. It forced Snipe Squad to rotate back and deal with him instead of supporting the boss. And, you know, it brought the keep to, you know, basically the keep was dead. The keep was effectively dead at that point. I think it lasted for another minute or 2 in the game. And then the next temple phase, one shot brought it down. You know, as soon as that keep went down, as soon as the 2 keeps went down, Snipe Squad, the desperation really started to set in, and that's what you know, set them off to start that one team fight that ended up ending the game.
Yeah, the Sylvanas was a great pick. I feel being able to give them the advantage in the engagements, but the Tyrael actually countered a lot of the stuns. Dropping that Sanctification still burns. I mean, when you stun using when you stun somebody on the Sanctification field, you still burn your stun. They just don't get stunned.
Yeah. No,
So,
the Tyrael was absolutely excellent. It was great to see that. It was great to see that hero get pulled out here. We rarely see Tyrael in Chair League, so it was a real treat. So we're gonna enter the second round here. The roles are gonna flip. So Brawls Deep had the second hero pick. They're now gonna have the first hero pick and the first ban. Brawls Deep had the map pick and chose Sky Temple. It's now gonna be Snipe Squad's turn to choose the map, if I'm not mistaken. Am I crazy?
that is correct.
Yes, I know what I'm talking about.
You are crazy. No, I'm kidding. Somewhat.
Didn't ask for these powers, man.
So, Snipe Squad is responsible for picking this next map, and I'm waiting on their decision here. And then once we learn of the next map, we will go into the drafting phase and see how this series plays out.
I mean, there were definitely moments. Snipe Squad, that one was really even right up to that last team fight. Snipe Squad was scratching at some of the keeps. They were really ready to bring down keeps. So, the advantage that Brawls Deep had eked out there, potentially was not going to be hanging around for much longer. But that last team fight, there was so much going on in that last team fight to talk about. The Sanctification, the Divine Storm, the Illidan plays, the Li Ming plays. I feel like Sonya got caught forward very often and rooted by the Zul, and that's just one of those. It's like, what do you do? What do you do in that situation? I'm trying to think if it might have been more advantageous to build Sonya slightly differently, but I
mean, she had Hurricane, which removes slows and roots to try to bait out those roots. I mean, it's hard to say, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it looks like Infernal Shrines is going to be the next map. So I'm going to go ahead.
Love Infernal Shrines. No, Sonya built as effectively as I think she could to mitigate the opposing team.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and set this stuff up here. I'm going to put on the observer page so that we can do the behind the scenes stuff actually behind the scenes. So
yeah,
let's put this over here.
Yeah, pay no attention. So special shout out. I don't know if they're in the chats just yet. Special shout out to Jason and Rabid Penguin for casting our game last night. It was extremely eventful, and there was all sorts of stuff going on, and I really liked that part where we didn't play the game. But shout out to those two. They were good chaps, and hope they get a good chance to join with us tonight, and hopefully cast some more games of ours in the future. So good on you.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was still enjoyable, even though no shows are always a bummer, but
they're a mixed blessing.
Well, we did.
We technically won. Yeah,
we broke our 4-week losing streak there.
I thought we didn't. I thought we didn't talk about how bad we are on stream, Synth.
I thought that's all we did.
I thought that's all we did too. So yeah, no, this is gonna be good. Let me see here. Do we have the second draft link available?
Oh, I can. 1 second.
Yeah, I can't comment if I can't see. I need clay to make bricks, my friend.
I mean, you could make bricks from something other than clay. I shan't say no, anymore.
I make those ones when I'm surprised.
Oh, jeez. All right.
There hasn't been much of that yet tonight. But if Rexar or Lily gets banned, you can expect some bricks.
Or if TLV or I want to see some Arthas play. I'll be honest with you.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. No, I'd like to see some Arthas play. He got played I want to say 2 weeks back, thereabouts. We right immediately following his rework, we saw some Arthas play in Chair League, and then it kind of died down a little bit. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he's good. He's gotten there, I feel.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see. I mean, who was it? Was it Brawls Deep? I gotta look back at their play style. I mean, Brawls Deep played Abathur Illidan before recently. That would be an interesting one to see again.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, are we going to see an Illidan ban in this upcoming match?
Well, this one's rough. I feel like the oops, hold on. I think I screwed up the teams. Sorry.
Oh no, what have
Okay,
you
there
done?
we go. That's right.
Yeah, no, that's right. Brawls
Okay.
Deep's getting the first pick.
Okay. Sorry, what was I going to say? Oh, the any hero with seasoned marksman actually has a bit of a
There's a fair amount of laning on this map. You're right.
mm-hmm.
There's a fair amount of laning on this map. It's got the 3 lanes. The lanes are reasonably close together. They're not really close. But yeah, no, seasoned marksman can absolutely work on this map. For this one, it's all about area of effect. It's all about defense. Being able to get to a location quickly and lock it down and lay out your AoE to clean up the minions at the objective. That's huge on this map. Li Ming, we see her on this map more often than I would believe. She's usually kind of diminished value on this map due to the fact that all of her skill shots are interrupted by the minions at the objective. But, like we said, both teams seem to favor Li Ming. Brawls Deep really favoring Li Ming. Snipe Squad trying to take her away, but to no avail, still losing the day in that last map.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be Brawls Deep with the first pick this time, so they're going to get who they want.
Well, unless it gets banned out. So, do you think we'll
They're
see?
going to get who doesn't get banned.
Do you think we'll see Falstad addressed on this one? I feel like he's a little less. He does have a season marks, but I feel like he's a little less powerful on this particular map.
He's better than the other season marksman candidates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would take Falstad over Raynor.
Really?
Oh, I would.
Okay.
Because of his ability to Mighty Gust is still fantastic. And if you're in a situation where it's like, oh, we've got 35 of 40, quick, buy us some time.
Mm-hmm.
Having Falstad to buy you those 5 minion kills, like that's good enough. His AoE is also slightly better than Raynor's. Slightly better.
Okay.
Which gives him a little more value at the objective. You've got the global flight presence, which is also really, really good. I would take him over Raynor. I might take him over Vala as well, just for the global presence and the Mighty Gust.
Okay. Do you think we'll see Hinterland Blast on this one?
I would. If that actually happens, I will go cold turkey. I will not drink at next week's chair league.
Oh, those are some strong words.
There's
there.
some bold words there from a totally not alcoholic dude.
But the draft has started here, and we're seeing Zool as the first ban. Wow, that was fast.
This makes sense though.
Mm-hmm.
Zul's got the AoE. He's got the lane pushing. He's absolutely devastating, and I think this is I think it's a good pick.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I think it's a map pick. It's not necessarily the ban Tracer, ban KT that you see in Hero League, but we're half of Hero League. We ban KT anyways.
Yep, KT addressed.
Brawls Deep. Do they get Li Ming?
Ooh.
Survey says. Who knows?
I don't know.
Like I said, she's slightly less effective on this map. She's not at optimal effectiveness on this map.
Well, we did see Brawls Deep going a pretty unmeta comp last game. Do you think they're gonna keep it up with maybe an Asmo or let me think here, Stitches maybe?
I don't know. Well, they're a game up, so they can be a little cheeky here. They've got a little bit of insurance.
Mm-hmm.
They're really going into their time pool here, though. They've used up the initial 30 seconds and are biting into their reserve pool, having used 20 seconds of that now. I don't know. We're gonna find out here.
Ah, man, I don't know. Okay,
they go with
pick.
Tassadar.
First pick. Tassadar?
As far as supports go, he's not a bad first pick. You've got some AoE damage, but I'm very surprised. To be completely honest, it weirds me out a little.
Okay, so where are those bricks that you were making?
They are en route, my friend. They are en route. I have been having nothing but fiber all day.
Whoa! I didn't mean those bricks.
But Snipe Squad with the responses here.
How do you respond to a Tassadar first pick?
I
don't know.
You take Tyrande away. You take Tyrande away. I actually agree with this. This is a good call. You take Tyrande away, so you don't have to deal with that absolutely decimating double support. This is a smart pick. I feel like it was almost forced out of Snipe Squad by Brawls Deep.
Yeah. I think they're trying to counter this particular combo. That's absolutely correct. If you, they're definitely trying to counter this particular combo. However, Tassadar works really well in any other, in pretty much every other double support because of his utility in lane. I mean, he has this. He has an excellent wave clear.
I mean, what are they going to do now? They're going to ban every other support in the game to keep them from going double support?
Well, I mean, what pairs with Tyrande? Tyrande's also double support worthy. Do you think we're going to see the battle of the
quadruple support?
Double support v double support?
Oh, my God.
I mean, and an ETC picked up. That was tank and healer picked up in the first two. I haven't seen that since
yeah, this is kind of weird.
Since the beginning of beta.
I want to see how this one plays out. By picking ETC early, you're kind of forcing your opposing team to respect that and pick up the stuns that are necessary to cope with ETC.
I'm expecting Raynor here.
The threat of Mosh Pit.
Yeah, the threat of Mosh Pit is very, very strong. And with Tyrande out of the running in terms of a ranged CC,
I mean, if they want to give a support a CC, it's basically Brightwing right now, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Wow, they're going really hard into their time there.
Yeah, geez, 9 seconds left. We see Sonya picked up. That is a stun that is capable of coping with ETC.
You mean Leap?
No. Ancient Spear is a very brief stun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a very dangerous one because if you miss,
only after level 13. If you take the level 13 talent where you always move to your spear, missing can be a huge issue in a mosh pit. But before that, if they miss, it's just ain't no big thing. We're seeing Rhaegar picked up as well by Brawls Deep, so they are going with the double support composition. Both supports with area of effect clears to help with the objectives. Yeah. I like this. Brawls Deep. Actually, the aggressive Tassadar pick was I really like this actually because it forces that Tyrande out of Snipe Squad to keep it away.
So Murden ban very expected out of that because that's you're missing a tank. What's the most dangerous tank against this comp? And
Brawls Deep has shown that they favor Murden. They've used Murden extensively in the previous weeks. So if you're gonna be forced to ban a tank, you might as well ban the one that you know they're comfortable with. And we see Uther banned by Brawls Deep. They do not want to deal with those mad disco ball mashes with ETC being divine shielded, completely unstoppable.
Yeah, absolutely. And Peanut
for those.
Peanut did a great job on setting up
he very much did. Yeah,
the break dancing.
Yeah, Peanut, they were excellent. Between the Divine Storms, the hammers, and the healing, Peanut really did a great job of carrying some team members in the last game. Falstad picked up by Snipe Squad. As I mentioned, of all of the ranged auto attacking DPS, I would probably favor Falstad the most on this map. He's got the global presence. He can buy you those extra seconds if you need them to finish off the objective, and he's got a respectable amount of AoE, which would put him over Raynor in terms of desirability on this map.
Yeah, I can definitely see Boomerang actually coming out on this. Although that means that he's going to be giving up Secret Weapon. Secret Weapon has been nerfed, but it is the range increase has been baked into it, so he does not get the range increase. And without a Li Ming on the field, actually, that's very viable.
without a Li Ming on the field, but Li Ming is still there. This Li Ming is still pickable.
Li Ming is actually extremely difficult to play with an ETC on the field, because when you take it disintegration, you are a standing target.
Yeah,
I mean
that's just asking to have somebody mosh pit all over you. Yeah,
and
taking out to be styling all over their balls.
Well, I mean, in in a team fight, an early Li Ming pickup is very, very devastating to the team fight.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. You're right, and I think that's probably why I would be surprised if we saw Li Ming. We see Gazlo. Oh, incoming, more bricks, and we do see the Li Ming. So
no, the Gazlo was a rando. So.
Oh no, they ran out of time. So we're gonna see how this plays out. They better have Gazlo. That's all I'm gonna say. Snipe Squad chewing into their time. They've got about 11 seconds before the RNGesus smiles or frowns on them, and they go with Karazim. So we do see the battle of the quad supports. Karazim Tyrande versus Tassadar Rhaegar. Right now, I mean, these teams are looking very, very balanced in terms of what each composition brings to the table. We've got long range support, we've got close range support, we've got a brawler, we've got a tank. Actually, no, we don't have a tank for Brawls Deep. They have Sonya, and that is it.
It looks like it was a misclick there, or time, not misclick. It was a time loss. I'm just checking in with the teams to make sure that everyone's okay with the sub. If the sub is correct, it would be Gazlo, or sorry, Tyrael instead of Gazlo. So
I make them play. Make them play. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, right now, if both teams are okay with it, I'm certainly okay with it. And you're the boss, man. You've got all the top secret links and stuff, and I just have a liquor cabinet.
All right, we're gonna play it according to how the teams want to play it out, because you know what, to gimp a team with Sonya solo tanking, it's a little unfair, honestly. And you know what, we're in this for a fun match.
Yeah, no, so. I feel like if it was Gazlo Sonya as the front line, that would get kind of ground out pretty quickly. And all right, so both teams have agreed that they're okay with that change. So so we're gonna rock this one out. Initial thoughts. I mean, both teams, like I said, are disturbingly symmetric. We've got a divey main tank. We've got a brawler. We've got a long range support, close range support. And then we've got, that long-range assassin, either Li Ming with her burst damage or Falstad with his, with either his, excuse me, auto attacks or his, his mage stat build to bring in that long-range damage. These teams are frighteningly symmetric, and we'll have to see how that plays out.
Yep. So, we shall see how this plays out. So in terms of wave clears, looks like Brawls Deep actually has perhaps more, or definitely more, in wave clear here. With Rhaegar, Sonya, Tassadar all being able to clear a massive amount of minions during the objective phase. It's going to be up to Falstad and Thrall really to try to make up for the lack of.
You're absolutely correct. Just in a vacuum, on paper, Brawls Deep has the advantage on the objectives. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on here. On paper, they've got the advantage, but in practice is always an entirely different monster. We'll do the character introductions once we zone into the match here. Synth, tell me, what's your gut saying? What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm gonna have to give it to Brawls Deep on this one. It's an interesting comp with a lot of, a split Turiel, Sonya, front line, and Li Ming is just really powerful in these. The Falstad has the potential to make some plays, but we'll have to see.
Alrighty, kids. In the left-hand side here, in the blue corner, we have Snipe Squad. We got Penith on the Tyrande, Enjoy on Falstad, E. Toby on the Karazim, Castle Bravo repping the Thrall, and E. Kevin on the ETC. On the right-hand side here, in the red corner, currently up 1-0 in this set, we've got Brawls Deep. We got FZ Ignition on the Tassadar, nailed her on the Rhaegar once again. And we got Special T on the Li Ming, Crunk Juice on the Tyrael, and the next slash on Sonya.
So, the dance of poke going on in mid here.
Was it Crunk Juice on the Tyrael last game? I feel like it was.
I unfortunately have already eliminated that from my mind because I was too busy trying to figure out if we would be seeing a Gazlo this game.
Yeah, that happens when Gazlo shows up. You forget it. You forget about everything else. So both teams looks like they're going to be grabbing, Snipe Squad grabbing some of the bottom XP while Brawls Deep grabs some of the top. Both teams just sort of duking it out, trading a little bit here and there.
Disgustingly
nothing too
even.
Yeah, nothing too surprising at the moment. We're seeing Conjurer's Pursuit picked up by Tassadar, as well as Wolf Run by the Rhaegar. So mobility is the name of the game for Rhaegar right now. Regen Master picked up by Tyrael, and we are seeing an Owl build from Tyrande. Gathering Storm picked up by Falstad, so potentially a boomerang, sort of hammering build from the Falstad. It's in the cards, potentially.
Yeah, I think Boomerang's very valuable on this particular map because, especially against the opposite team with the sheer amount of wave clear they have, you're going to need that extra...
and Iron Fists from the Monk. So the Monk going a DPS build. We may see a full-blown, dive DPS build from the Monk with Epiphany and oh, hang on, wait a minute. Transcendence is what I'm thinking. Sorry.
I mean, with Tyrande's abilities to heal, a DPS Monk actually might be very valuable in this one. Seven-sided strike is actually extremely good at.
Oh my goodness, E. Kevin taking heaps of damage there though. At the outset of this Shrine phase, that is not a good sign. You want to be topped off going in. And they are going to chase Li Ming briefly while Brawls Deep opens up on that minion cluster there. The objective initially going towards Brawls Deep here.
Yeah, and like I said, those three, Tassadar, Rhaegar, and Sonya, just doing a crap ton.
They find the next slash, though, and they do bring him down. Enjoy and Penith very, very hurt. Running, fleeing from Li Ming, and Penith is brought down.
Yeah, so what I was saying was, the sheer amount of wave clear on Brawls Deep is really showing with 40 minions just
boom.
Bam.
They get it. They get it. The heavyweight champion emerges. The trumpets sound, and John Cena walks the earth.
Yeah, I should really get that on a soundboard or something.
Yeah, we need that, buddy.
So
you work on that. I'm gonna sit over here and drink.
Yeah.
But both teams looking to make the most of this situation. Snipe Squad allocating 3 members to handle that Punisher, while other members soak mid and top. ETC kind of off on his own. E. Kevin managing to push some people around here. Not losing too much, but a slight XP lead, about half a level, going towards Brawls Deep, and they're going to be edging towards level 7 shortly here.
Yeah. So I think that was very much a targeted comp with Tassadar.
Well, that was huge combo unleashed on Tassadar. He activates Dimensional Warp and just walks out of it. That could have been really devastating if it all hit, though.
Yep. So just a lot of rotations going on here, or sorry, a lot of poke going on here in mid. And it looks like they're going to rotate on to Sonya up top and see if they can get her. The root does not connect, but they do pick up Sonya.
Yep, they get the kill, and the XP lead, which Brawls Deep was enjoying, it kind of lost with that kill. Both teams now at level 7, and we're seeing Cleanse picked up by the Monk. He's going sort of a hybrid heal DPS build, and we're seeing Cleanse picked up by Rhaegar on Brawls Deep.
Okay, looks like the stream crashed. Freaking Hank. Sorry, I need to...
Uh-oh.
Sorry. I'm going to need to reset OBS here. Give me 1 second. And we should be back here. Sorry about that. That was extremely odd. So, freaking HOTS has been doing that occasionally, it seems, for some casters. So this is not unique to us. I'll have to keep in mind of that.
Yeah, that didn't happen with our most recent cast, but that happened a couple weeks back. I remember us being in a similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a rough one. That's frustrating to deal with. Alrighty. All right, and we're back into it. So both teams midway through level 7, coming off the back of a couple kills, they were able to even up the XP lead that Brawls Deep had earlier established. And it looks like we're going to have an invade on the right side. Khazra camp. Tons of damage done onto Crunk Juice. No kill secured, though. And the second shrine is activating now.
Yep, so going back into this game here, they are pretty close in terms of XP, with only one extra kill coming out of Snipe Squad's side. And it looks like the one camp advantage in top here is going to be addressed with, since they haven't started the objective yet, they might wait until... oh, actually, they're going for a camp.
This was absolutely great decision from Brawls Deep. They have a Shaman camp pushing top, which is going to do heaps of damage, while both teams are distracted in the middle here. Lots of damage going out. Next slash really hurt here, and Snipe Squad's going to have to back up to deal with this Shaman camp. You cannot let this go unaccosted for the duration of the shrine.
Yeah, and the objective clear abilities from Brawls Deep really showing off here. Oh my gosh, just 23, 24 picked up already. And even with that early pick on Nailter, forcing him to go back and tap, they were still able to pick up.
Huge dive from Kevin, though, putting lots of damage on Specialty and the Tassadar. But, oh my goodness. So, we see the next slash go deep on the back line of Snipe Squad, but overextending. His team is not there to support. And it is Snipe Squad taking the advantage here, but only 5 kills remaining for Brawls Deep to secure the Punisher here.
Mm-hmm. And Li Ming doing a number.
3 kills, 2 kills. This is going to go in Brawls Deep favor, barring some kind of miracle from Snipe Squad.
Yeah, they decided to solo this, and there it is. There's the Punisher in the favor of Brawls Deep at the cost of Tyrael. So good choice. I feel like that was a good choice. Tyrael.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Snipe Squad's going to have level 10 slightly quicker, but the damage that this Punisher is going to do is going to buy Brawls Deep enough time to even that gap out and get level 10 themselves.
Mm-hmm. But Tyrande putting down that Hunter's Mark and just being able to bring down that Punisher so quickly, they're not even able to get any damage off on the fort. Building.
Trademark.
So... that was a great decision by Tyrande to just focus down that Punisher, and just it was basically a non-issue in that
No,
particular fight.
they were able to clean up the tower and the wall, but the Punisher itself did not do any substantial damage in that push. Both teams just looking for the next sort of inlet for an advantage, and it looks like Brawls Deep may have found one. We've got a substantial number of their members here doing heaps of damage towards the 3 members of Snipe Squad. And Toby's going to have to back out. Next Slash getting a clutch essential healing. Toby with double-digit hit points has got to retreat right now.
Wow, that was really close from Toby there. Barely making it out of that, especially with the 7-sided. The 7-sided was just you aimed as a damage soak, basically.
Yeah, it was a panic button. Like he could not take any more damage. So you pop that ult, you become immortal for a couple seconds, and then you pray that you've got a way out when that ult is finished.
So,
Kevin in real deep. We see the mosh pit start. It's interrupted, and
7-sided only hits 2 of those attacks on Crunk Juice there, so barely doing any of the damage. But they turn around and are promptly met.
The ETCW pushes Specialty out of the Tyrande stun. Kevin taking a lot of damage is probably going to go down under the Withering Fire of next Slash. There it is. And advantage once again to Brawls Deep. Both teams having expended the majority of their ultimate abilities. We're seeing no sort of emergency healing ult from Snipe Squad. We saw 7-sided strike and Starfall from both their supports.
Now, you know what's interesting?
Not being used yet.
You know what's interesting? We have Wave of Force. That is directly in response to the ETC, I feel.
Yeah, yeah. A very quick low cooldown interrupt.
Yeah, and not only that, it's not susceptible to ETC targeting you. So that is absolutely designed for this map and this comp. I mean, it was just flat out anti that.
Oh,
But,
huge cleanse. Absolutely excellent work coming from Nailder to extend the lifespan of the Tyrael of Crunk Juice. Excuse me.
The Ancestral tried to go out, but it was just a millisecond too short there. And Nilter's actually caught out here. He might actually go down.
You got to turn around. You got to turn around and finish him off here. Having the Rhaegar down is a huge deal. It's a lot of wave clear. That's a lot of healing, and that is an ancestral healing that is not going to be usable for 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's going to be advantage on Snipe Squad's
But they
side here.
only need 2 more minions to complete the area of effect abilities. Absolutely winning the day for Brawls Deep here.
Absolutely. I mean, even though they're losing so many heroes, they are able to stay.
Tyrael should just be going for the minions. Tyrael's going for the minions. He just needs 2, and his death will secure this Punisher for Brawls Deep.
There it is. Yep.
I swear, it's like deja vu.
Oh, jeez. This is crazy. I mean, to decide to take the Punishers over heroes, it's a very interesting strategy. I don't know.
All those kills gave Snipe Squad a pretty respectable XP advantage, almost a full lead, but Tyrande explodes, and that XP lead is cut down.
Yeah, wow, that was a lot of damage coming out of Li Ming there.
She got airborne. She got some sick air. She could have done a 900 if she wanted to.
Even so much as a 1080?
Oh, she could have.
Dare I say? Good old skateboard games, or no, snowboarding games. Sorry.
Oh no, man! It was all Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Okay.
Twitch chat, we need to settle this debate. Give me Tony Hawk's Pro Skater if you agree with me. Give Synth, I don't know, SSX Tricky or something.
No, it was 1080 on the N64. You remember that?
Oh, snap. Yeah, I do.
That was so much fun. Anyway, sorry.
Fort is destroyed at the top lane here, but the Punisher is brought down before it does any real sizable damage to the keep structures. Both teams neck and neck in XP. The lead that had been established by Snipe Squad through all those kills is now gone. And once again, we're seeing Brawls Deep just slowly sort of grind this one out. Snipe Squad has got to look for something decisive. They need a decisive win to get back into this game.
So they're gonna start painting the map, their respective colors here. Brawls Deep actually taking a very forward siege camp there, or whatever those things are.
Those goat men, the Khazra.
Yeah, Khazra. But they're really not punished for it at all. They're just moving to clear, and
I love the spacing of Rhaegar right now. He is in possession to cleanse in case a mosh pit comes out in any situation. Yep. He's staying just far enough from the team, letting Tassadar do the heavy lifting on the healing, and Rhaegar is just there for the cleanse and the necessary ancestral healing.
Yeah, that's very interesting build coming out of Kerzim here. I mean, I don't... Static shield?
I feel like if you're going to go for this, like, primarily support-based... And never mind, screw what I'm saying. Huge damage going in on Kevin and Toby. Toby pops 7-sided strike to barely survive and does so, but Kevin is brought down. Castle Bravo also going to be brought down shortly here. And, you know, Brawls deepening the lead that they currently have with the level 16 talent here.
And they're going to take this fort, and they have 2 minion waves, or sorry, merc camps moving in mid. And Li Ming's actually going to come here and push out the response to these mercs. Or at least punish them a little bit for being there. So she's going back into the objective point here to try to support, or actually she's going to go back and tap, I think. Yeah.
I feel like there has to be a mosh pit. We need a money mosh pit from the ETC to swing this fight around. Thankfully, level 16 is picked up by Snipe Squad, so they do have an even talent tier advantage. Kevin really far forward without the majority of his team. He's pinned in with the Holy Ground. He can't get out. Next Slash doing heaps of damage. Well, Castle Bravo just now getting up to the party. And Kevin really hurting right now.
Yeah, he was trying to bait out that Sanctification, and it's still not out yet. I mean, Sanctification's still available, so...
There's the mosh. We're seeing no interrupt. The Sundering knocks the team into the mosh. That's the money mosh we needed. Sanctification comes out too late. Tyrael with a handful of hit points is killed by Toby. And it's a 3-man for 1, 3-for-1 trade for Snipe Squad. That is absolutely what they need to get back into this game. Toby looking to potentially bring down Ignition as well. Ignition is going to escape, though, with that really quick dimensional shift.
Yeah, wow, that is dangerous. And holy crap, Li Ming is still trying
They're
to...
still winning the minion race, 35-24. Despite losing the team fight, they still have the edge. And Ignition looking to get the last 3 kills. You've got to commit one person to keeping Ignition out, and the others to cleaning this up. 4 minions left. 3 minions left for each. It looks like Snipe Squad is going to secure their first Punisher. The belt changes hands. We got a new heavyweight champion in town, and it is actually still John Cena.
He's just batting for the other team here.
He switched. He's not a heel anymore. He's a face. Or he's a face, or he's a heel now if you're rooting for Balls Deep.
So he's going in a little bit, you know, he dives in very far as he always does.
John Cena went a little too ham. An RKO out of nowhere brings him down. And Brawls Deep taking virtually no damage as a result of that push.
Yeah, most of the team actually had to be out for that, using up most of their mana during that last engagement, and consequently, you know, John Cena just was not able to do all that much. I think this worked more as a deny for Brawls Deep.
I mean, it bought them some extra time in that middle lane, because that would have been potentially a keep lost if Brawls Deep got control of that Punisher.
Excellent use of Holy Ground, by the way, coming out of Tyrael. Just great positioning tools to keep ETC from you know, sliding in and stunning most of the team there.
And they really want to avoid a repeat of that last engagement. The Sundering knocking the majority of Brawls Deep into the ETC mosh. Absolutely stellar play from Castle Bravo, getting his team, you know, an advantage when they desperately needed it.
So Tyrael going up to address the 5-man group. He's actually just warding it, honestly, just watching for the rest of the team, while the rest of his team is rotating up from bottom after getting that merc camp. And they're going to try to grab the other merc camp and try to focus the attention on top while their bottom camp pushes a little bit. Very smart decision, but Snipe Squad's not taking the bait there. Rotating down with Toronto to try to take care of that Merc camp, and then the Shrine actually spawning all the way up in top. So
this is unfortunate for Brawls Deep, because the Shaman camp that they were hoping to, have push is going to get cleaned up relatively quickly here by Snipe Squad. I almost said Suicide Squad.
I mean, who'd be Margot Robbie here? Toronto?
Definitely. Li Ming is the what's it called? Li Ming is the katana. She's the dark-haired crazy chick. Or no, wait, isn't there an enchantress on the Suicide Squad? I must apologize. I don't follow that comic very closely. But enough about comics. Let's talk about the fight that's ensuing here.
Yeah. Look at all that AoE.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely winning the day here for Brawls Deep. They are getting so many of these minions, while Snipe Squad is trying desperately just to get into the area. Their entry being denied very effectively by Ignition, Crunk Juice, and the other members of Brawls Deep.
Yeah, that Holy Ground really doing a number, but the...
Sanctification's out!
Yeah,
BTC with the mosh! Starfall coming down as well. Tons of damage being heaped on. Nailter's going to go down. Mighty Gust pushes them back, and it looks like Snipe Squad might have gotten the fight that they wanted finally, and it looks like that might be all she wrote for Special T. Blinking away at the last second, she does not survive, and oh my god, if Ignition can get 4 minions, they'll have the 2 minions. Oh my god, Ignition, they've got to respect Ignition here. They've got to keep someone on the edge here, keeping him out.
Yeah. That is nuts there. Just so much AoE, being able to pick up... I mean, it's a 4-man wipe, but they almost got this. They legitimately could have.
They legitimately do. Look at the persistence from Penis, keeping an eye on Ignition, keeping him from going anywhere. Toby and Enjoy cutting him off, baiting out the Dimensional Warp, and we see Castle Bravo staying on the point. Ignition goes down from the 7-sided strike, freeing up Snipe Squad to go completely ham on these minions, and they need to hustle because Rhaegar is up, and Rhaegar is going to make a beeline for that minion line.
Yeah, and Toby actually has to go back because he is completely and Falstad and Thrall really just trying to clean up here.
Yep, and look at that. There he is. It's time for round 2, and the Punisher, it's an arcane Punisher, even more volatile than normal, and this does not bode well for Brawls Deep. Both teams have finally hit 20.
But Brawls Deep is a 4-on-5. I mean, they're only 4 members up right now.
They're still short. Tassadar, the next slash, really far forward here, is going to get caught by Kevin and Toby and company, and barely makes it out with 400 hit points. And the first fort goes down for Brawls Deep. That's actually the first fort they've lost of the game. John Cena, however, is not finished. He will not be denied. And they're looking to do some damage onto the keep here.
Yeah, I would think that they're going to keep down at least a half with this push here. John Cena's still having a quarter of his health, and the rest of the team is now up. But well, okay, maybe
they don't even get the half. They get about a third, maybe a fourth of the HP of that keep, and are forced to withdraw by the rejuvenated Brawls Deep. Tons of damage going on Special T. Ancestral's baited out and executed effectively. Mosh Pit is dropped. Special T with no ult for 5 seconds. It's not super effective. It does manage to bring down Next Slash, though, outside of the Sanctification range. Both teams very injured. Penis in dangerous HP territory, as is Toby. But it looks like for now, Snipe Squad with the edge. And they want Special T. They're looking for blood. And Kevin has to use his Bolt of the Storm actually to get out of that Holy Ground. What play there.
I was not expecting Bolt of the Storm out of ETC. I'll be completely honest with you.
I can definitely see it with this composition, with what he has to deal with. E Toby and E Kevin interrupted on their hearths.
Yeah, great Star Sense coming out of Special T there, knowing that they were probably backing out. In that smoke there.
I think that was a defensive play. I think they were looking to get this shaman camp. They wanted that shaman camp, but they were worried about a 5-man gank in that vent. So they were checking the vent and saw, okay, there are some people here. Let's be cautious. Okay, they've left. Let's get this camp.
So Snipe Squad taking a little bit of a time advantage here on taking the camps, getting 2 of their merc camps a little bit ahead of Brawls Deep at this point. They were very cautious there, looking for the rest of the team before they started this bottom camp, and they do successfully pick it up. So a little bit of advantage coming out of Snipe Squad into this engagement, but there's a bit of a
very far forward, and that's all 5 members of Brawls Deep there. Holy cow! We see Sundering does come out in time,
and Mosh is not up yet.
Nope.
So they might have to back up a little bit here. They are not ready to take this engagement. Not with all the ults up.
Nope, and Toby taking a heap of damage. Does manage to survive.
Oh, and immediate.
Instantly canceled. Instantly canceled. 120 seconds, goodbye. That's a huge cooldown that Snipe Squad wants back.
Yeah, and a disengage coming out of Enjoy to let their entire team live another day. So they're going to...
Every single ult expended by Snipe Squad. Brawls Deep still sitting on Sanctification. Still sitting on Ancestral Healing. Li Ming and Tassadar with both of their quick recharge ults, and Sonya with her ult in 10 seconds.
Yeah, they're trying to invade here.
Very disadvantageous fight for Snipe Squad.
Yeah, they really have to invade, though, because they have no other choice. If they leave them alone, it's just going to be another... with a John Cena push, it might be the end of the game.
Kevin in serious trouble here. Gets the shield. Gets another great stun, catching almost the entirety of Brawls Deep. We see Starfall finally come out again, but Castle Bravo is brought down, and Kevin is not long for this world either.
Li Ming is brought down, though, in response, so 1 for 1 so far.
That's a big pickup. They absolutely needed to get somebody to trade for the Thrall, and Li Ming is the best trade that they could have hoped for.
Absolutely. So Prescient's down for Tassadar now, so he still has a race car E escape, but...
oh my God! Next slash, kind of body blocked there by the ETC. Does manage to wiggle out.
Wiggle.
That is one lean piece of beef, and it looks like it is going to go towards Brawls Deep. The Punisher switching sides yet again.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the decision to go AOE? Such a heavy AOE comp so far.
It's absolutely working out for Brawls Deep. They've won so many Punishers. They've lost a substantial number of the team fights. There have been several times where they've gone down 2-3 guys, and Snipe Squad has an XP lead, but it doesn't matter because Brawls Deep has 38 of the 40 minions capped, and they don't care. They're just gonna poke, get the Punisher, catch up on the XP when they can. Toby dangerously close, hearthing out, does manage to get back, and Punisher now in range of the core, taking damage from the core, and this is going to be the first keep going down for Snipe Squad. Brawls Deep with that mid lane advantage now.
So that's going to put a lot of pressure in on the mid lane, but bottom lane's actually doing some work for Snipe Squad. This entire time, that one merc camp was pushing a little bit.
Those 2 Kotsura killed a fort and are going to kill a tower if Brawls Deep does not get the time to redouble back and bring that down.
So it looks like they are going to try to go down there, but Snipe Squad is in hot pursuit there. It looks like they're trying to cut off one member of their team. That Slash has to be very careful here. Take the right path.
It sounded like shield was popped a little bit early there. No, I'm mistaken. That was a spell shield. But all teams with every ult in the book available. The next fight is going to be an absolute slugfest if both teams commit to it. We see Snipe Squad actually snipe the aggressive Shaman camp. They steal Brawls Deep Shaman camp, and they immediately back up and grab their own here. Expect them to grab the middle. Yep, they go for the middle lane as well, preventing that catapult from doing too much damage and mitigating the Khazra push as well.
Yeah, you can't let those Winions do their job, you gotta address them. But dangerous invade coming in from top here. Kevin has to.
They've got to get out. They cap just in time. Kevin actually could have walked into a disaster there. Crunk Juice actually kind of saving him. there were a lot of team members for Brawls Deep in position to pounce on Kevin.
Oh, and the
Does get Tyrael. He gets Tyrael. No Sanctification. Down goes Rhaegar. No Ancestral Healing. This is huge. Sanctification is dropped. But that is a huge loss for Brawls Deep. And they're not finished. Snipe Squad pushing forward. They want blood. Crunk Juice very, very low. Taps to begin healing again. Castle Bravo manages to bolt out, and Tyrande does not have that ability. She is brought down, trading 1-for-1 support. And now it is Brawls Deep who are pressing the advantage.
Wow, what an exciting game so far. Holy crap.
You know, though, the Shaman camp at top is in position to grab the keep. And if it's not dealt with, it's going to do huge damage onto this keep. So Kevin has got no out, though, and Kevin is down. There's 3 members down for Snipe Squad, and this might be it. If Brawls Deep can engage this effectively, they're gonna finish this core off, and this might be the end of the game here.
Yeah, that's really scary. Falstad does have a gust,
but with the gust, only catching Crunk Juice, and 90% on the core, 75%. This might be it. 10 seconds until Tyrande arrives. We see Enjoy actually managed to kill Li Ming, but is it enough? 25%. That might be it. Brawls Deep finishing things off, maintaining their win streak, 8-0 for the season.
Wow. Holy crap. What a game. What a game. Wow. That is what a turnaround there. It really goes to show, how quickly a team fight, an engagement can turn around there and really finish up the game at high levels such as 23-24. That was one heck of a battle there.
They went in after getting that Rhaegar pick, and the sudden force wall from Tassadar isolates Thrall and Tyrande, who is very far forward. Tyrande with no escape, immediately blown up. They pick up ETC in the ensuing retreat, and that is it. That is game over for Snipe Squad. What plays? Wow. Can we talk about the kill differential? 21 kills for Snipe Squad, 11 for Brawls Deep. Brawls Deep still coming away with the victory. This is playing the map. Not every composition has to be we go in, we kill, no, my dog of war. We do it my way. Like, this was Brawls Deep playing the map and playing the map perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Pretty much every single engagement they lost a member, Brawls Deep did, but they were always able to capitalize on. They're only losing one Punisher to Snipe Squad.
I think they got 2.
A 2? Was it?
I think they got 2.
Oh, during that second wipe.
Yep.
That's right. I apologize. Yeah, so they had to wipe the entire team in order for them to not get the second.
Like, the only way they got it was when it was completely uncontested. Mm-hmm. You're completely right.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That is what a rough composition. I mean, I mentioned it when we started, but I didn't think it was going to be that dangerous. I mean, with Sonya, Tassadar, Rhaegar just annihilating the objective points. Absolutely, picking up 25, 35 before Snipe Squad was even able to attempt to get in. And Tyrael really doing Crunk Juice, really doing a great job on Tyrael with the Holy Grounds, zoning out the ETC slides.
Can we... yeah, absolutely. Can we stop for a second and look at the damage from Specialty? Mm-hmm. 140.
Yeah, 140,000 hero damage. I mean, that is just nuts. And without disintegration, I'd like to point that out. Without disintegration.
Yeah, the Wave of Force absolutely key to maintaining some of those team fights. So many mosh pits were interrupted with that Wave of Force. There was a key one in the late game, right in the mid lane on Snipe Squad's edge, where ETC had the mosh pit. He had it. Mm-hmm. And immediately Ming, there was literally no downtime. Mm-hmm. It was do, Bam, instant interrupt.
Yeah.
Solid play from the Li Ming.
Absolutely. I mean, Mosh Pit did turn a couple of those fights around, but honestly, they weren't worried. They were willing to take the losses there.
They really were. I mean, there were certain times when Snipe Squad was really, in position to take the game. I mean, they had the advantage numerous times, and it was interesting to watch. It was like, okay, here they go. The team fighting composition is finally paying off. We're seeing the objectives mean less and less, but they just kept stalling it out. Brawls Deep just kept stalling it out, waiting for the next objective, winning every objective that they could, and it's so wild to see a kill differential like this, 21-11, almost double the kills, yet still falling because of all those objectives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Pharaoh Heart really helping with the not the survivability and sustain of Rhaegar on Brawls Deep side. Without that ability, I feel like Brawls Deep may have had a lot more trouble during some of these fights. Rhaegar really was able to support the team a lot. But honestly, with Leeching Plasma too, just working really well against working well with these particular objectives.
And it's little things in the builds that really differentiate, your middle tier player who just picks the same build every game, and the top tier player. I want to call attention to the Sonya, the next slash, taking Shattered Ground at level 4, increases Seismic Slam splash damage to 75% of primary target damage. That is 100% picked for this map.
Mm-hmm.
That is 100% picked to aid in completing the objective on this map. Most Sonyas, they're going to take something different there. They're going to take focused attack, or they're going to, take the root mitigation with Whirlwind. It's little things like this that you might not think about in the heat of battle.
Mm-hmm.
I want team fight, I want damage, I want to kill the thing. It's little things like this that help you more effectively play the map, that help you win these high level games.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing this one tiny little talent pick from Sonya.
Well, it was a little more than just that one tiny little.
Oh yeah. Not to downplay the contributions of the rest of those yokels on his team, but clearly it was all Sonya. No, but like little things like that, little adjustments like that, pay dividends when you're playing in a well coordinated team that knows sort of what their role is, what they need to do. Sonya knew that they needed to help with clearing the objectives, and that was what they built for.
Mm-hmm.
Rhaegar knew that their job was mostly to stay in the backline, keep the cleanses up, keep the ancestrals up, and occasionally supplement with healing and shielding when Tassadar needed it. And that was exactly what Rhaegar built for. I love seeing Wolfrun. I love seeing Feral Heart. Absolutely stellar stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I mention ETC, by the way?
Yeah.
Holy crap, so much maneuvering, so much positioning tools. Besides rolling like a stone and double neck guitar, he picked up speed metal at 16 and then bolt at 20. I mean, just really trying to move ETC around like like.
I feel like you had to.
Yeah.
With Tassadar on the field, with Force Wall on the field, with
Holy Ground.
With Holy Ground, with Sanctification. There were so many situations where it was like, okay, I'm completely useless right here in this specific spot. I got to get out of this spot as quickly as possible. Whether it be running really fast, whether it be using my Q to get out of this situation, sliding out, or whether it be bolting out, I got to get out of this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And ETC, the maneuverability, it helped mitigate some of those issues.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, at the end of the day, it just wasn't quite enough. We saw ETC get picked up by a couple of those holy grounds, and there was one at the very end that sort of was the final nail in the coffin for Snipe Squad's defensive efforts.
Yeah, Crunk Shoes did a great job on just setting up those holy grounds to deny invades, just put them in the smoke there, just to make sure that no one comes through. Even though it's very brief amount of time, it was phenomenal in just zoning out the enemy from coming into the AoE fest that was going on in the objective points or the flanks from Thrall. I mean, more than once Thrall came by, flanked, sundered, and knocked the team into the rest of the knocked Brawls Deep into the rest of Snipe squad, picking up those 21 kills. I mean, 21, that's a lot of kills. So all in all, great play. Falstad going through the standard mage stat build, just to try to keep up with the amount of minion clear, and really showing, because I mean his 221,000 siege damage, really, and 27k contribution, really picking up the slack where the rest of the team, where the rest of Brawls Deep had just a ton of the AoEs.
I mean, that's just got to be irritating. You don't die all game, and you still end up losing.
Yeah,
like that just shows there's more than one way to play this game.
Oh yeah, no comeback mechanics, right? No.
There's more than one way to play this game. I mean, you can play with a team fight heavy composition and just go ham and go right and punch your opponent in the face, or you can play something a little more nuanced, and we saw both teams over the course of these games test out some nuances and play around a little bit. And I love this decision to go with just the full-blown crazy AoE team on this map.
Absolutely. So great play coming out of both teams. Win goes to Brawls Deep, leaving their record intact.
Oh my god,
undefeated.
They're 8-0, dude.
Yeah, 8-0, untouchables. That is
some
phenomenal play, honestly.
They are the untouchables. They've got Elliot Ness and his boys, and they're gonna go break up my precious booze ring. Oh my god! Somebody stop them, please. Oh.
All right. Well, with that, that'll complete tonight's Pro Division matches, with a 2-0 win from Brawls Deep. Yeah, and join us again next week, and for something else.
Yeah, we'll see we'll see who we get next week. I'm excited. Who will Brawls Deep go the distance, or will somebody bring them down? Will Snipe Squad? They're 5-3 now. Will they get back to their former glory? These are the season 1 champions. Will they be able to reform their lines and re-engage next week? We'll find out. We'll see what goes on, buddy.
All right. Well, have a good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked our cast, feel free to hit the follow button. And if you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Have a good night, everyone.
Cheers.